On this edition of Good Day DePaul, Election 2024, DePaul students gear up for a critical presidential election.
Riot Fest, it brings out big crowds again at Douglas Park.
And the DePaul volleyball team, they're off to a great start. I'm Nathan Wiegraff.
And I'm Morgan Kirsch, and this is Good Day DePaul.
The presidential election, Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. It's one of the most important elections of our lifetime, and it's now just about 1 month away. I talked to a number of people at DePaul, and most are concerned and motivated to vote.
DePaul students are gearing up for a contentious final month of election campaigning following the Democratic National Convention in Chicago in August and the pro-Palestinian protests that erupted in its wake. Some students are making their voices heard across campus and encouraging others to stay engaged.
I will be voting for Kamala Harris in the upcoming election. I was excited to see her enter the race, especially since I was worried about Biden's age. I'm very excited to see her commitment to Black maternal health and ensuring that reproductive rights are protected as a whole. I want to see her invest in public education and gun reform, and then I'm hopeful that the Harris administration would work towards a ceasefire in Gaza.
Voter turnout among college students increased in the 2020 presidential election, something many experts like DePaul professor of political science Wayne Stager say will be critical to the Harris campaign.
A lot of students probably are more excited about Harris, but they're also a little less likely to vote. People who are paying much more attention tend to be more likely to vote, but that's where we're seeing that skepticism right now.
In August, thousands of delegates gathered at the United Center in Chicago to officially nominate Harris as the Democratic Party's candidate for president. At the same time, protests organized by the Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine and other groups broke out across the city each day of the convention to call attention to the ongoing war and humanitarian crisis in Gaza.
I'm here at Chicago's Union Park, where pro-Palestinian demonstrators have gathered to protest the Democratic National Convention held 1 block west at the United Center.
Many at the protest expressed their frustration and outrage over the Biden administration's continued support of Israel and its war against Hamas.
They have doubled down in their support for the genocidal, settler colonial, white terrorist state of Israel that has massacred more than 40,000 Palestinians. And it is absolutely abhorrent that our government, the Democratic Party, has continued to fund and arm the genocidal state of Israel to murder Palestinian people.
A few blocks west, supporters of Israel assembled in response to the protests to show their support for the families of hostages captured or killed by Hamas.
The reason I'm here is because I want to shed a light on the problem of terrorism that people sometimes don't think about when they think about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So they yell, those protesters chant Intifada. They also chant things like "We don't want two states." They're very clear. They're not, you can have it. You can't have both a ceasefire and Intifada at the same time. So when people say ceasefire now, to make themselves look like they're pro-peace, and then you yell Intifada. Now, which really are you? Are you pro-Intifada or are you pro-peace?
With the election just over 1 month away, concerns and tensions on campus and throughout the city are unlikely to dissipate anytime soon. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Nathan Wiegraff.
Last year, the Supreme Court ended affirmative action at colleges. Now, the legal group that won that case, Students for Fair Admissions, is taking new action. The group sent letters to 3 colleges, Princeton, Yale, and Duke. The letters suggest that these schools are not admitting enough Asian students. The group says it may sue colleges where Asian enrollment has declined. Some Asians claim affirmative action kept them from being admitted to elite colleges.
At colleges like DePaul, entertainment venues are often located just off campus, and recently, near the University of Alabama in Birmingham, a nightlife area was hit by fatal gunshots. 4 people were killed and 17 others injured in what police are calling a targeted shooting. The 4 who were killed were not students. Police say there were multiple shooters. So far, no suspects have been arrested.
It's called Riot Fest, and it was back in Chicago recently. The 3-day music festival was again held at Douglas Park on the west side. It primarily featured punk, hip-hop, and alternative music, including lots of local talent. Earlier this year, due to a delay in getting a permit, the show's sponsors considered moving Riot Fest to Bridgeview in the southwest suburbs. But that issue was resolved, and the festival was back again in Douglas Park.
Next on Good Day DePaul, the DePaul volleyball team. They're off to one of their best starts in recent years.
That story and more in sports when Good Day DePaul returns.
2004 Skateboard Championship.
High school, moped.
What about you, Slim? Anything?
Something.
Looks like Slim's got a little paper cut.
It's nothing.
Come on, man. No, I'm gonna make you tell me.
Hey, kidney transplant.
When, dude? I didn't know you were sick.
I was donating it.
Someone in your family?
You gave your kidney to a complete stranger?
Yeah, saved his life.
Wow. All right.
Everyone can save a life by being a living organ donor on matchingdonors.com.
In sports, DePaul's new men's basketball coach, Chris Holtman, has added a final player to this year's team. He is Theo Pierre-Justine, a freshman from France. Pierre-Justine is a 6'10" big man who played in France's B League last season.
The DePaul volleyball team continues to win. The Blue Demons took 2 out of the 3 at the Chicago Cup tournament. They're now 8-4 on the season.
In men's soccer, DePaul lost 2 in a row to UConn and Mercyhurst, bringing their record to 2-4-1 on the season.
And in women's soccer, the Blue Demons' record fell to 2-5-2 following a loss to Xavier.
Coming up, Dialogue at DePaul.
Stay with us.
I'm a galactorator, one of a group of cosmic archaeologists.
We found some ancient artifacts in Sector 4B. So if you could go down there and take a look at it, that would be great.
Our job is to eliminate distracting objects that confuse our people.
The time is now!
People need to have a clear focus. I'm a part of that mission. But maybe there's something more.
It's called the Dialogue Collaborative at DePaul, and its goal is to build a strong, respectful culture of dialogue at the university. In line with that, on September 18th, some 70 faculty and staff met to explore different approaches and applications of dialogue in classrooms, departments, and at campus events.
That's all for this week's edition of Good Day DePaul. You can keep up with us by visiting our Vimeo channel at Good Day DePaul or by going to goodday.depaul.edu.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook.
And if you have any news tips, message us through the Good Day DePaul social media channels.
Thanks for watching. I'm Morgan Kirsch.
And I'm Nathan Wiegraff. Have a good day, DePaul.